3.
This week we are going to address mindfulness and memory. I like this week because you start to figure out how you learn best online, and then start to hopefully use some new tools to help you and your students as far as 21st century learners go. As far as the timeline goes, there's a number of things that we're doing this week. The first is a comfort survey. It's all going to be within the week 3 content area. Comfort survey is just a quick survey to give you an idea, or give me an idea of where you're at with the class. As always, if there's anything that you have a question about or need help with, please contact me. Now you can contact me through your blog, your Twitter, your email, or text message. So if you have any questions at all that you want to put into the survey, make sure you address that. Second thing is going to be our first discussion question on a blindness test. Watch the YouTube video and then answer the discussion question. The third is going to be another discussion question on infotension, which is really about the mindfulness of the class. And then we're going to finish up with the learning journal. The learning journal is basically your blog, except for when it's a learning journal question, there's more of a product that you've created. The blogs that we've done up to this point have been more like a summary or an opinion of something, but now you're going to create something and share that back out to the world. As we move on with mindfulness throughout the week and through color, I want you to focus in on 3 pretty important colors: red, yellow, and orange. Now, we're not going to really get into the cultural aspect of these colors, but I do want to get into the memory aspect of the colors. For example, culturally, red for the United States or Western worlds sometimes has like a stop. Stop signs are red. In Asia, China, red means happy. So there's an element of culturalness with colors that we're really not addressing. What I'm trying to do is address or have you look at color from a memory point of view. For example, you'll start to now see materials that I post up, things that are very important to do, such as discussion questions or a learning journal, in our timeline may be highlighted or colored in red. Something that needs your attention might be highlighted in yellow. So as you go through the color and the memory connection, start to make that connection with yourself, and then start to think about how you develop instructional materials, and do you apply some type of a color scheme there. Now, with mindfulness, we're really focused on Howard Rheingold, my fault. Howard Rheingold. He seems to be the leading expert right now. He's got a number of books out. The Infotension website that you'll use for your curation is part of him. And what's really interesting about Howard is that his work is very research-based, personal observations, but it really does make sense if you think about it. If you sit back and you start to think about what does it mean to be net smart, what are some of the elements that you and our students today have to deal with that students and teachers 10, 15, 100 years did not have to deal with. For example, information. There will be a point in time where you'll take a single step sometime throughout the day, and the information on the internet will double. Well, that's pretty profound when you think about from the point of view of trying to collect information, use information, and remember that information. So Howard Rheingold is our main contributor for this week as far as our content focus. He's got some elements to address. Attention is a big element as far as like helpful tips. And if you think about it, today attention, multitasking, with as much information that's available to us, learning some new ways to handle that would be helpful, not only for students but for ourselves. I'll give you a quick tip. Right now, when you're listening to this video and you're working online, turn off some other digital devices. Try to focus in on only one digital FaceTime. For example, turn your cell phone off. close some tabs that you may have as far as on your computer, and so that you can give your attention to just one element of what you're doing. If you look up the word mindfulness, you're going to start to see like some research or some references to almost like Buddhism, meditation, and there is some truth to that and some crossover. But for the most part, mindfulness for us in a digital way means how can we control the digital devices in our FaceTime that we have so that we can complete our task. Howard also gets into participation. And this is something hard for me to do. Participating online in a digital world doesn't come natural for me. Although I'm teaching an online class, which I love to teach and I love to share information and I love to learn information from students. Participating online, like in the form of Twitter, blogs, Facebook, is not normal for me because I didn't grow up that way. So for me, although I see it being very important to participate online and to develop and build learning communities and learning environments and events that have a high participation rate, sometimes you have to work at it. And part of me that drives me is my kids, my 5-year-old, my 4-year-old, and my 2-year-old. They're going to be high participatory learners as they grow up, not only before they get out of high school, but as adults. So the participation aspect is something that we can get into, and that's part of what our Twitter account is about, and part of our blog account is about. Collaboration. Now, once you participate, collaborating is another big element that you need to address. But collaborating within a personal learning network. So we have our colleagues, we have our family and our friends that we communicate with, and we pass off questions and answers to. But collaborating at a much larger level with trying to figure out certain things, I think, is very key today, and a big element to NetSmart. So this class is all about collaborating. We have 9 participants, 8 students and me, and I'm a student. So we have 9 students in this class. And now what we're trying to do is to collaborate around topics that should help us in our own classrooms. Howard actually then moves into, which I kind of laugh, is the crap detection, which is really what we're going to do with our curation and our dashboard that I'm going to have you create. Trying to filter out what is true, what is not true. I think a great example of that's Wikipedia. In the beginning, Wikipedia, which led the way to so many of these social networking sites as far as content drivers go, got a bad rap because really anyone and everyone could post something on Wikipedia. And then it was left up to the user of Wikipedia to figure out whether or not it was true or not. Well, since kind of the lifespan of Wikipedia has come around, now it's pretty tough to do that as far as just post anything online within Wikipedia. Technologically, computer science-wise, that's one of my first stops as far as when I try to learn something new, whether it's about new hardware, software, new information about something. Technologically, I'll stop there because the information is very good. So teaching our students how to filter, not so much reference or cite information, but how to filter information online is extremely important. And then we get into smart networks. As we get a little older, as we get a little bit bigger, the kids that you see in front of you, the babies that you see in front of you, we'll be creating networks that we can't even imagine right now because they're not even created. So being net smart relates right back to developing smart networking or networks for our students. And in doing that, one of the first things that you'll do this week is create your own or establish your own social networking dashboard. There's a number of dashboards out there. For example, you got NetVibes, you got Hootsuite. Some of them have funny names, but they really do a pretty good job of helping you organize your information, organize and filter what you think is correct and what is not correct. So we got really two big assignments. One only has kind of a small discussion question attached to it, which is this assignment right here, the curation assignment, the network dashboard. And then the learning journal, I think, is a pretty dynamic assignment, because that's going to be an assignment where you create a learning map and then share that back out, content back out into the internet through your blog. As always, if you have any questions, just let me know. I'm here pretty much 24/7. I try to make sure I can address everybody's questions as we go. And then also, too, if you find anything new, please share with the group. Tweet it out. Blog it out. Just because we don't have like a Twitter assignment this week doesn't mean that you can't actively use your Twitter account. All right, let's have a good week.